Welcome to County Report This Week. I'm Lorna Virgili, and thank you for watching. We start the show with an update on the Silver Spring Transit Center. Repairs are progressing. That's according to Department of General Services Director David Dice, who briefed the council this week on the progress of that project. But as Susan Kennedy reports, there are still critical decisions that have to be made before the center can be opened to the public. Susan?
Lorna, it's more than 2 years behind schedule and millions of dollars over budget, and it's still not clear when the Silver Spring Transit Center will be open to the public.
Because this plan involves removal of material on the upper drive aisles.
This week, council members received a briefing on the project from the Department of General Services Director David Dice, the first since November of last year. Dice told the council that the priorities surrounding the repairs at the transit center have remained steadfast throughout the entire process.
We have established the following priorities after learning the extent of the transit center's problems. First, to ensure that the facility is safe before it is opened. Second, to protect county taxpayers by making sure that any additional costs to correct deficiencies are borne by the responsible parties. And third, to move as quickly as possible to make repairs to the center and to get it open.
In the meantime, crews have been waiting for temperatures to remain above 40 degrees consistently before applying a concrete overlay that will fix cracking and unevenness in the structure. The issue that still remains, however, are shear and torsion stresses that exist in the structure and whether or not this problem needs to be addressed now or in the future.
But if it is necessary later, it's going to be closed longer and be more disruptive. So we really do have, as our own staff said, have to make a risk assessment here as to whether or not there's a high probability that we're going to have to do this work, and if so, should we do it now as opposed to later?
Dice also assured council members that taxpayers would not be footing the bill for this massive undertaking.
It was very clear from the bonds that are asking to be posted that for constituents that are out there concerned about additional money that's coming from the county, taxpayers being on the hook, it's been articulated very clearly that that's not the case, and so we're protecting our county taxpayers.
Once the county completes its work on the transit center, it will be turned over to WMATA, who has a 60-day inspection period of its own. In the end, officials say there is no firm date in sight for an actual opening date of the transit center. In Rockville, I'm Susan Kennedy for County Report This Week.
Coinciding with the start of National Public Health Week, County Executive Ike Leggett launched strategic action plans to address two community health issues: obesity and behavioral health. This will be an ongoing collaboration with the 5 local hospitals and other key partners. Healthy Montgomery is a joint public-private partnership that provides the framework for improving health in the county. Executive Ike Leggett announced its latest strategic plans to address two key health issues.
We are here today to learn more about the strategic plans, the action plans in behavioral health and obesity prevention. These are just 2 of the 6 public health issues that Healthy Montgomery will be focusing on.
The strategy focuses on prevention.
Healthy Montgomery, as you've heard, is a collaborative, community-based process that identifies unmet health and social needs and develops action plans for health improvement. It's a systematic process that uses best practices in public health to improve the health and well-being of all county residents, especially those who are at risk for poor health outcomes.
The Behavioral Health Action Plan creates an integrated system of care among providers.
Providing our residents with the information they need early on is critical to helping prevent more serious behavioral health problems later on. Early intervention is key.
The idea is to integrate collective resources and place them at the fingertips of those in need.
Anyone who finds that there is a behavioral health challenge in their family soon will be able to access information either online or by calling 311 that will assist them to understand what resources are available to help, where they may be able to get therapy, where they may be able to get drug treatment, what is available through public systems, and what is available through private pay. So there will be a single source of information, again, either online or through 311.
When it comes to addressing obesity, among the recommendations is to establish a county-wide partnership to address gaps in prevention and making sure that healthy foods and drinks are served in all public facilities. Healthy Montgomery was launched in 2009 to develop action plans to improve health in the county, especially for groups at risk for poor health. For more information, visit healthymontgomery.org. County officials encourage low-income and senior homeowners to apply for property tax credits. Homeowners who have annual household income of up to $60,000 or are at least 70 years of age may be eligible for property tax credits that will limit the amount of taxes they must pay. To apply for the tax credits, homeowners must fill out one application form each year, which is available by calling the Maryland State Department of Assessment and Taxation or by downloading it on this website. County Executive Ike Leggett was our featured guest this week to celebrate the 100th show of Montgomery Al Dia, or Montgomery Today, the county's award-winning Spanish-language radio show that airs every Tuesday at 2 p.m. on Radio America 1540 a.m. During this festive show, U.S. Labor Secretary Tom Perez called in to congratulate Mr. Leggett for the county's continued efforts in reaching out to the Hispanic community. Also, the executive presented a proclamation to the radio station for its strategic alliance with the county.
We truly are living by what we said, that we want to treat everybody with dignity and respect and make certain that Montgomery County is one of the most welcome places in all of America.
Y ciertamente queremos vivir honrando eso de que las personas sean tratadas con dignidad y con respeto para que Montgomery County sea, el condado de Montgomery sea básicamente uno de esos lugares donde las personas que llegan se sientan la bienvenida.
And this show is one of the most significant ways in which we can demonstrate that.
Y este programa en particular es uno de esos pasos más significativos en los cuales podemos demostrar ese objetivo en particular.
People are aware of the program, services.
Las personas pues se enteran y están al tanto de lo que son los programas y los servicios.
And they're in a better position to participate and to be fully engaged with county government.
Montgomery Al Dia was awarded the National Association of Counties Achievement Award as an innovative program that has implemented civic education and public information. All shows have a televised component, and they are archived in the county's YouTube channel. Last week, the Montgomery County Council launched its own Spanish-language radio show, also to inform the Hispanic community of council issues and programs on Radio America 1540 a.m. County Council member Nancy Navarro was the guest for the debut of Sintonía con el Consejo del Condado de Montgomery.
We on the County Council have also proposed certain types of initiatives that will help specifically reach out to the Latino community in terms of what the council is doing. So this radio show here in Radio America was one of those proposals. It took about 2.5 years to get done, but here we are. And then also, our Montgomery County Somos Montgomery show, it's also really important. I think that all of these efforts will be, institutionalized, and we will see, in my opinion, a big boost in participation of the community. That is the goal. It is to make sure that all segments of Montgomery County can participate in their civic process and in their community development.
When we come back, we take a look at some key items on the FY15 budget for the city of Rockville. And County Council wants to hear from ride-on passengers about the proposed fare changes. Stay tuned, we'll be right back.
You wouldn't let money just blow out of your house. So when your AC or heater is on, make sure the doors, windows, and fireplace flue are shut tight. If you're headed out, turn down the AC or lower the heat by 10 degrees. And always keep your water heater set at 120. A little bit of common sense goes a long way. Get more great tips at energysaver.gov.
April 22nd, take part in A Day in the Life of Montgomery County. On Earth Day, April 22nd, snap a pic or shoot some video and email it to pics@mymcmedia.org or tweet your pics at mymcmedia #DITL. Your images will appear on our website and TV channels, so spread the word and share the fun. Visit mymcmedia.org for more details on how you can take part in A Day in the Life of Montgomery County.
Welcome back to County Report this week. I'm Lorna Virgili. Recently, the Rockville City Manager presented the proposed FY15 budget to the mayor and council. The city's budget and finance manager, Stacy Webster, details some of the highlights of the proposed budget and how residents can get involved.
The focus of the FY15 budget is on facility and maintenance improvements, information technology initiatives, and employee compensation. The FY15 total budget equals $116.8 million, which is a 2.5% increase over the FY14 adopted budget. And the general fund budget, which is the largest portion of that, is $69.1 million and is a 0.1 increase over last year's budget. The property tax rate is proposed to remain the same. This is actually the 7th consecutive year that the rates will remain the same. And the FY15 budget also includes the city supplement to the state of Maryland homeowners tax credit, which is a tax relief program for low to moderate income homeowners.
While there is no increase in the proposed property tax rate, residents will see an increase in their utility rates.
All the city's utility rates will increase, and this includes an 8% increase for water, 6.1% for sewer, 1.9% for refuse and recycling, and a 12.5% increase for stormwater management. And what this means for the average residential bill, it will increase by about $6.35 per month.
There are plenty of opportunities available for residents to give their input to the mayor and council on the proposed budget.
All residents are invited to testify at the upcoming public hearings, and at these meetings the mayor and council will also hold budget work sessions where they will discuss and give their input on the FY15 adopted budget. The budget is scheduled to be adopted by the mayor and council on May 12th and will take effect on July 1st, which is the start of our fiscal year. The budgets are available on the city's website, which is rockvillemd.gov/budget, as well as hard copies are available for reference at City Hall and at the Twin Brook and Rockville libraries.
The County Council will hold a public hearing on potential changes and increases to transportation charges and fares. The proposed fare change will keep the county fares in line with the regional fares set by the Washington Metropolitan Area Transit Authority. Ride-on passengers and the general public are encouraged to comment on the proposed changes. The hearing will be held on April 22nd at 1:30 p.m. at the Council Office Building in Rockville. Individuals who would like to speak at the hearing are requested to call 240-777-7803 before April 21st at noon to register to speak. Executive Ike Leggett kicked off Ride-on Bus System's 27th annual Give and Ride program. During the entire week, Ride-on passengers were able to get a free ride in exchange for a non-perishable food item that could be donated to Mana Food Center. Donations were collected on bags next to the Ride-on bus drivers. It is estimated that the donations may reach over 30,000 pounds of food. Mana Food Center gives food assistance to over 36,000 county families on a monthly basis. And the county's Department of Transportation continues to repair potholes. Executive Leggett announced a pothole blitz, a 2-week effort to repair damaged pavement sections. During past warmer days, over 2,600 potholes were already filled. And now the department is devoting 60% of its resources to completing the job. But it is relying on residents to report the potholes. In order to schedule repairs, residents are encouraged to go online to mc311.com or to call 311 Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. In addition, drivers are asked to be cautious and patient when encountering crews filling the potholes. When we come back, MCPS is taking strides in teaching some cyber civility to students.
Coming up on County Report this week, we'll take you to Germantown for the opening day ceremonies of Montgomery County's Little League.
Welcome back to County Report this week. I'm Lorna Virgili. The internet has largely been a great advancement in communication, but keeping daily online news positive is a discussion taking place in our education community. MCPS TV has a story.
Montgomery County Public Schools is ramping up its efforts this month to engage the community in conversations about cyber civility. The district is working to raise awareness of the need for civility and how MCPS students and adults communicate online.
Kids don't understand that some of their actions can have long-term consequences. It may impact their ability to get a job or to get into college. And they don't understand that, words can really hurt. And we just want to raise awareness. We want to help people engage in really important conversations.
MCPS is offering everyone who has an interest in the Cyber Civility Initiative with multiple opportunities to participate and provide feedback. Starting with a community-wide Cyber Civility Forum on April 24th from 7 to 8:30 p.m. at Richard Montgomery High School. Andrea Weckerly, author of Civility in the Digital Age and president of Civility Nation, will be the guest speaker. Also, over the next few months, the new Cyber Civility Task Force will meet to help MCPS develop strategies, identify resources, and develop tools for schools, parents, and community members that can be used to promote civility among students and adults.
We have about 40 or so people throughout the community who have come together to help us think through how to engage in tough conversations and real conversations about how to help our kids and how to help our adults really manage online behaviors.
I think if we can come up with a strategy for education, not only educating the kids, but also educating the staff members and parents and faculty within the school system, I think we've done our job here.
The task force held its first meeting on April 3rd and consists of 40 students, parents, staff, and community members.
So it's really trying to get the kids to understand the consequences. We've seen many cases of that in our work.
I wanted to be a part of the cyber civility group because I think it's a really good experience for me, and I definitely hope that this task force does have an effect on the community and cyber civility.
For more information on the Cyber Civility Forum, go to the MCPS website and search Cyber Civility. Montgomery College invited a special guest to offer a look at international relation issues of a certain country getting a lot of attention right now. Here is a story from MCTV.
Former U.S. Ambassador to the Ukraine, Bill Taylor, visited Montgomery College to lead a discussion on current and past crises that are troubling the Ukraine. Sponsored by the college's Department of History and Political Science, the lecture afforded Montgomery College students the chance to hear firsthand accounts of political turmoil surrounding the European country.
I think it gives us an opportunity to think about the United States' role in the world and how well we consider what goes on overseas, in this case Ukraine. We have responsibilities to people overseas, and we should be thinking about those.
The free event, located in the Godowski Institute for Technical Education on the Rockville campus, was open to the public, offering anyone with an interest in the material the ability to attend. The discussion covered a range of topics in the Ukraine's history, from the Orange Revolution to the current crisis with Russia. Ambassador Taylor gave insight to the state of the Ukrainian political system based on his personal experiences and the knowledge he gained from his position in foreign policy. More than a one-way lecture, students were able to share their questions and concerns about the international crises and have them directly addressed by one of the country's prominent political figures. The college students, ranging through various ages and diversities, were excited and showed great initiative in sharing their thoughts. A number of Ukrainian students in attendance were particularly passionate about the content being discussed.
I'm very pleased to be able to have a conversation, an interaction with students, with professors, with people from the community. This is a very well-informed community here, talking about Ukraine, people who both grew up there, lived there, care about it. So I was very interested in having this conversation.
For County Report This Week at Montgomery College, I'm James McClain.
Montgomery County Little League recently celebrated opening day at South Germantown Recreational Park, and my MC Media's Sonia Burke reports that the season opener was a home run. Sonia?
Lorna, the weather was perfect for opening day ceremonies, and hundreds of families turned out for this celebration. Montgomery County Council President Craig Rice fires up these young players on opening day at South Germantown Recreational Park, where he also threw out the first pitch. His daughter Anaya sang the national anthem.
So this is a very exciting day for us. Opening day, Montgomery County Little League, second season. It's just absolutely phenomenal to see all the kids, all the parents, the community that's so engaged in our nation's pastime.
We have 400 boys and girls playing baseball here just in sort of our corner of Montgomery County. And it's really the kickoff, it's the excitement of all being together and really seeing that baseball is thriving in Montgomery County.
This is the second year in a row that County Executive Ike Leggett has attended the opening day ceremonies.
Well, it's like family, fun, good wholesome entertainment for everyone, and I think it's a wonderful activity for our entire community.
Despite an active winter, the county's fields are in great condition. And one of the highlights of this event is hearing the players' names announced on the loudspeaker before they run the bases.
I can't wait to step on a field. I've liked it ever since I was a little kid, you know.
How long have you coached Little League?
Oh, the better part of 15 years.
What's it like to be a coach in Montgomery County?
It's spectacular. It's rewarding. It's about them. And the fact that it's about them is what makes it rewarding for me as a coach as well.
And these young players are already sharing some of the life lessons they're learning on the field.
Just play hard, play smart, and have fun.
For County Report This Week, I'm Sonia Burke.
Several community leaders will be recognized for their outstanding volunteerism. Executive Ike Leggett has announced the recipients of the 2014 Montgomery Serves Awards. These awards will be presented to 9 honorees at the upcoming annual Montgomery Serves Awards event to be held Monday, April 28th at 6:30 p.m. at Imagination Stage in Bethesda. The ceremony and reception are free and open to the public, but reservations are required. For more information or to register for the event, visit montgomeryserves.org or call 240-777-2600. When we come back, the county gears up to celebrate Earth Day with a month-long calendar filled with volunteer opportunities. And we take you to a local farm where adults with developmental disabilities are helping grow the farming business. Stay with us.
Registration for summer classes at Montgomery College has begun, so now's the best time to sign up for the classes you want when you want them. Register in person at any of our 3 campuses or online anytime, 24 hours a day. Dr. C.K. Chang, MC Professor of Networking and Cybersecurity, has been presented the prestigious 2013 Cyber Award for Education by the Symantec Corporation. The award recognized Dr. Chang for his efforts to raise awareness of the importance of cybersecurity to the next generation of IT leaders. Winter is finally over and spring sports are underway at MC, so come on out, enjoy the weather, and root for the Raptors baseball, softball, and track and field teams. Check out their schedules and more on the web.
Welcome back to County Report This Week. I'm Lorna Vergelli. Community-supported agriculture is the backbone of Red Wiggler Community Farm in Germantown that works to employ and educate adults with developmental disabilities. My MC Media's Valerie Bonk has a story.
Spring is in the air at Red Wiggler Community Farm. After a rough winter, workers take to the fields to prepare for the upcoming community-supported agriculture season, an opportunity for residents to buy a share of county farms and get fresh local produce in return.
The whole idea of a CSA is to provide the farm with the commitment of the customers ahead of time. So instead of going to a market and hoping it's sunny, we have pre-sold all of our vegetables and know that our customers are coming.
Red Wiggler is the longest-running community-supported agricultural program in Montgomery County, bringing produce from their farm here in Germantown right to the hands of customers.
We have a CSA program. We have 3 different
parts of our CSA. So we have a CSA that people come and pick up at the farm on Wednesdays and Saturdays. We also have one part of our CSA goes to group homes, and then another part of our CSA goes to Manna Food Center.
Red Wiggler is one of almost a dozen farms in Montgomery County that offers CSA programs to residents. But the farm itself brings something different to the community, giving adults with developmental disabilities jobs and a chance to learn the inner workings of farm management.
I help with a lot of the school groups that come up, and just like I'll assist or observe what they're doing.
It's a very unique place to work. It's also a very rewarding place to work, because you find that everyone is teaching each other regardless of a person's ability or disability.
I came to Red Wiggler and was able to learn how to farm and how to farm organically, which is difficult, by people with disabilities who have been working here. We have some of our growers that have been working here since 1996. I've gotten to see all different sides of the organization and the impact that we can have, and it really is a great place to come day after day.
You can find more about the farm online at redwiggler.org. For County Report This Week, I'm Valerie Bonk.
Now let's visit Brookside Gardens, where our friends will give us a lesson about rain barrels.
Hi, I'm Phil Normandy, Plant Collections Manager here at Brookside Gardens in Wheaton, Maryland. Have you ever seen one of these before? This is a large rainwater collecting tank. This actually harvests rainwater that comes off of our steep pitch roof here at the conservatory and stores it until such time as we need it for garden applications. Rainwater is much better for your plants than commercial tap water because it contains no harmful chlorine, plus it's free. If you like this concept, you don't have to have something this humongous in your own garden. There are small rain barrels that are literally the size of a barrel and will collect water from one downspout where you can siphon it off through gravity pressure into a container or through a hose and use it on your garden plants. Because Brookside is such a big place, however, we really needed the big mother.
Rainscapes will be holding a Make and Take Rain Barrel Workshop on April 25th and 26th. You can find out more information at mygreenmontgomery.org. The county will celebrate Earth Day during the entire month of April, and there are literally dozens of volunteer opportunities and events scheduled throughout the county. We remind students that they can earn student service learning hours by simply volunteering during Earth Month in the county. Opportunities vary from helping clean up Rock Creek to pick up trash in Wheaton.
At the end of the month, we have several events planned, including 2 events with our Stream Stewards program during the spring break for Montgomery County Schools. So if students need service learning hours, they can come and support us as we partner to do stormwater facility cleanups, where we pick up trash, where we're going to do tree planting on the 16th. And we're going to also do, after that spring break, another volunteer service event right after Earth Day on the 26th. And this is all with our Stream Stewards program, which is our signature volunteer event within our watershed management division.
For more information and additional opportunities for Earth Day, visit montgomeryserves.org. Now we meet our pet of the week, and Kathy Stanhope from the Humane Society brings us a female white rabbit. Kathy?
This is Kathy Stanhope with your Pet of the Week, and this little honey is Braden. Braden is a spayed female 1.5-year-old rabbit, and she's really good, and what's nice about her also is she is litter box trained. Rabbits can be so easy and so much fun to have, especially if you have one that's already litter box trained, as Braden is. So give us a call at 240-773-5960, or go to the web and visit Braden on mchumane.org and click under Foster Animals.
With that, we close this edition of County Report This Week. Remember to like us on Facebook and to join us again at this time every week for a look at what's going on inside Montgomery County. We leave you today with some images of spring batting practice at Montgomery College. I'm Lorna Virgili, and thank you for watching.
They usually play every time now.